talking about an Indian giver versus a cheerful giver. A cheerful giver will always do it in secrecy. He or she doesn't want to be noticed by what they give or how much they give. They'll do it in secrecy and remain anonymous. Now, we're talking about two kinds of givers: a cheerful giver and an Indian giver. An Indian giver is somebody who looks at the cost of how much they give, and they want everybody to notice he or she to notice how much they paid for and how much they sacrificed and how much they struggled for it. But giving, if giving should be a grudge in your heart, then don't give. Then the gift wasn't even meant for that person. You were just doing it out of pity or anger. But all I'm trying to say is a cheerful giver will never look back of what he gives. It says in the Bible, never let your right hand or your left hand know what you're doing. All I'm trying to say is in 2 Corinthians 9:6, a cheerful giver, God loves a cheerful giver. He loves a cheerful giver when a cheerful giver doesn't look at the cost of how much he or she paid for that. A cheerful giver will remain anonymous and doesn't want to be known. But an Indian giver wants something back because they want to feel like they're in control of giving. But really, God is the main giver, not us. Sometimes family members feel that way because they feel like they have power. The Indian giver feels like they have power over you. They want to feel like they have control over you by what they give you. And then they'll come back months later or weeks later or years later asking for something back. Asking for the same thing that they give you back. Now, how do you know from a cheerful giver? A cheerful giver is not going to question you what you need. But an Indian giver will always question you about what you need. An Indian giver will always look at how much the cost he or she sacrificed on giving. An Indian giver want to let everybody know how much they gave. An Indian giver wants something back when the other person is not doing what they want them to do. An Indian giver wants something in return, just to be noticed or recognized. An Indian giver wants to feel in control of giving, but not let God be the main provider, but they want to be the provider. But all I just want to let you know today, in 2 Corinthians 9, God loves a cheerful giver. And God does not like a giver that gives him by grudge or feelings or hurt. If you're feeling like you have to hold on to that thing, then don't give it to the person, because your heart was never there in the first place. But right now, I speak right now that you will be a cheerful giver. Do it out of your heart, and not just because of recognition by other men and women, but do it because God compelled you to do it. Don't try to get recognition. Don't try to get noticed by other people. Don't throw it in the receiver's face to let them know that you already gave them this, and you want to feel like you're important, that you want people to worship you. But the only thing they should be worshiping is God, not man, not women, not anybody, but God. Thank you so much, and see you next time.